Before the attic, before the madness, before Jane Eyre, there was Antoinette Cosway. Written by Jean Rhys, Wide Sargasso Sea is the untold story of Bertha Mason, the madwoman in the attic, from Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. But here, she isn't mad, she's misunderstood. A Creole woman trapped between cultures, silenced by patriarchy and erased by colonial power. Rhys gives her a voice, one that is haunting, lyrical, and unforgettable. This is not just a prequel, it is a reclamation of identity, a story of exile, isolation, and the slow unraveling of a woman's sense of self.
She was born in a world not made for her. Antoinette Cosway, a young girl of mixed heritage, growing up in the decaying remnants of a colonial estate. Surrounded by beauty and abandonment, she watched the world with quiet eyes, never fully belonging anywhere. From the very start, she lived between two worlds and belonged to neither.
Emotional, rising intensity. Dramatic inflection on forever changed. When the estate burned, so did Antoinette's childhood. The flames that consumed Coulibaly were fueled by anger, injustice, and centuries of division. She watched her past disappear in smoke, her family torn apart, her mother broken. And from the ashes she emerged, forever changed.
At the convent, the world was quiet, structured, disciplined, controlled. Here, Antoinette found brief peace and a place to disappear. But peace was not the same as healing. Behind the prayers and polished corridors, her pain remained.
He came from across the sea, cold, reserved, English. Antoinette watched him arrive with a mixture of hope and fear. He didn't understand her world, but he would soon own it. This wasn't love. It was a transaction wrapped in lace. Slightly ironic, poetic tone. She wore white. He wore indifference. Their wedding, beneath the bright Caribbean sun, was beautiful and hollow. Antoinette hoped for a future. He already had doubts. And in that moment, the seeds of tragedy were quietly planted. Their honeymoon was not a beginning. It was the slow unraveling of everything. The house was warm, the nights humid, and yet the space between them grew colder. Words turned sharp, silence louder, and love never had a chance to grow.
He began to doubt her, to mistrust her, to control her. Antoinette, once filled with passion, grew quiet. In his eyes, she became a stranger, someone to be studied, not loved. And with each cold word, she slipped further away.
She left the Caribbean behind. Her colors, her roots, her name. England was gray, cold, unfamiliar. And in that unfamiliarity, she faded. Antoinette was no longer Antoinette. She was now Bertha,
They locked her away, not just behind a door, but behind a new identity. In a dusty attic in England, Antoinette lived as a ghost, forgotten by her husband, erased by her past. Madness didn't find her. It was created around her.
She lit the candle, not just to burn the house, but to reclaim her story. In the stillness of night, she chose fire over silence. She would no longer be hidden, nameless, voiceless. This was her final act, not of madness, but of defiance.
Wide Sargasso Sea reminds us how easily people are silenced by race, gender, history, and power. It teaches us to question the stories we're told and to seek the voices we never hear. Antoinette's life is a warning of what happens when identity is erased and love is replaced with control. This book makes us more aware, more questioning, and more compassionate toward others and ourselves.